What's the good news? That there is good news. Who's the modern believer? You are. The modern believer is an individual that believes that there's always good and change going on in the world, even though we're constantly bombarded with news that say it's the opposite. Happy Monday! It's December 14th, 2020, and wherever you may be, whenever and however you may be listening, Spotify, Apple, YouTube, iHeartRadio, IGTV, it's another day to be thankful to being on the right side of the ground. Welcome back, and thanks for joining us in today's episode of The Modern Believer, the podcast that reminds us that the good news is that there is good news. Really appreciate you tuning in and making time for myself and joining all the other modern believers out there. I'm looking forward to enjoying this cup of coffee with you today. Share today's episode with one new person, and please leave feedback in the form of a review, follow, and share on social. Tag me if you share on social so I know. Today's burning question of the day is, what do you call a fight between celebrities? Stay tuned to hear the answer later in the show. Before we begin, I encourage you to make that phone call, send that text, forgive that person, tell them that you love them or that you miss them, let go of that grudge, and don't take any of it for granted. And let's together show more kindness, because tomorrow is not promised. Let's begin. Thanks, Mike, for sharing these good news. A few years ago, investors like Paul Browning, president and CEO of Mitsubishi Power Americas, invested in Jaza Energy, a startup company that is based in Africa and is bringing electricity to rural parts of Africa. Did you know that there are over 1 billion people living without access to electricity in the world? And thanks to the experience over at Jaza Energy, thousands now have access to renewable and clean energy. Their two products are hubs and battery packs. At the hubs, solar panels on the roof generate enough energy to power hundreds of homes, and also the battery packs that are taken then home by their customers to power their lights and cell phones. There are currently over 100 energy hubs powering over 30,000 people across 3 different regions in East Africa. They also have hired over 150 women from local communities to operate the hubs. The future is electric for Jaza Energy, and the team is led by Jeff Schnur, Sebastian Manchester, Radina Kaposi, and Fatima Kombo. They are putting in the work to change the lives of thousands. If you want to see how you can help, go to jazaenergy.com or reach out to them on LinkedIn or email. Every bit helps. Thank you, Matt, for sharing these good news. Here is a Florida man headline that is vastly different from most that we see. For the second year in a row, Michael Esmond has given back to his local neighbors. Last year, he helped 36 families. This year, he has helped over 100 by paying over $7,600 in gas and water bills to help 114 families who were facing disconnection of services. He shared with the local news that people can't afford to pay their bills and put food on the table. So I hope doing my part in paying some bills for these folks takes a little bit of stress off of them around Christmas times. Actions speak louder than words, but results speak loudest. His message ended with saying to have others within the community wanting to reach out and help their neighbors now is more important than ever. This concept of treating your community as neighbors is a small spoiler for the interview on Thursday with Eli King of Durham Free Lunch. Looking forward to enjoying that cup of joe with you as well. Thanks, Ashley, for sending these good news. With $12 left, 8-year-old Aaron Moreno in East LA has helped his family big. His single mom lost her job due to COVID, and with their last $12, they bought succulents and sold them to people in their neighborhood for a small profit. Fast forward, and with the support of his community and neighbors and a GoFundMe that has raised over $68,000 at this point, he was able to bring back his 10-year-old sister that was in Mexico living with his grandma since his mom couldn't support all of them financially. The whole family is now back together, and they were able to move from a shed to an apartment. Now Aaron's business, which is called Aaron's Garden, has over 30,000 followers on Instagram and is growing. If you are in the LA area, please consider supporting this young entrepreneur. His dream is to work for Nike, have his own shoes, and go to school to become a judge. Dream big, Aaron. You have proven that the world is yours. And this goes hand in hand with what I always say. Support kids and their missions, because you never know. They are the future. Think of one thing that you are grateful for today. If you think of more than one, that's great too. Let's take a few seconds to be thankful and grateful. Today, I'm thankful for my breakfast. Today, I'm also thankful for all the Chris's and Jamies out there. Happy birthday to you both. The world became a better place when you were born. Share this episode with a Jamie or Chris you may know. It may not be their birthday, but they should know that the world became a better place when they were born. Here's today's quote. If you knew what I know about the power of giving, you would not let a single meal pass without sharing it in some way. Buddha. Love big and expect nothing in return. Let me know what cool stuff is going on in your community or company. Send me more good news that the other modern believers should be hearing. Though we can keep talking for hours, you need to go about your day. Fly, be free. But before we go, I have to give you the answer to today's burning question of the day. The question was, what do you call a fight between celebrities? Star Wars. I had to say it with the new series that's about to drop. The story between episode 3 and episode 4. Disney, you sure know how to keep our money. Reach out to chat, send me more good news, and leave feedback in the form of a review, download, follow, or share on social. Please share today's episode with one new person. And remember, it costs $0 to be a kind human being. Keep smiling and loving all the people we encounter in our walks of life. That smile and uplifting attitude you give to them may change their day. And maybe, just maybe, with that little bit of love that you gave them, they start spreading that love to others. And then we build a beautiful chain reaction of love. Stay blessed and keep fighting the good fight. Thank you for joining today's episode of The Modern Believer, the podcast that reminds us that the good news is that there is good news. Make it a great day.